What if the stories we've been told for centuries, tales of gods, monsters, and lost civilizations, weren't just figments of imagination, but echoes of real events? What if the myths we've dismissed as mere legends hold hidden truths about our past? From the great flood that appears in cultures across the globe to the mysterious city of Atlantis, these ancient stories might be more than just bedtime tales. They could be fragments of history passed down through generations, waiting for us to uncover their secrets. In this video, we're diving into 25 ancient myths that could actually be true. We'll explore how these stories might connect to real historical events, natural phenomena, or even long-lost civilizations. So, grab your explorer's hat and get ready to unravel the mysteries of the past. By the end of this journey, you might just find yourself questioning what's myth and what's reality. Let's begin. Now turning to the first myth on our list, we encounter one of the most widespread and enduring stories in human history, the tale of the Great Flood. This story appears in countless cultures, from the Mesopotamian Epic of Gilgamesh to the biblical account of Noah's Ark, and even the Hindu legend of Manu. Each version tells of a catastrophic deluge that wiped out nearly all life, sparing only a chosen few. But could these stories be more than just moral lessons or cautionary tales? Could they point to a real, shared experience of a massive flood event? Geologists have long debated the possibility of a global flood, and one compelling theory is the Black Sea deluge hypothesis. This theory suggests that around 7,600 years ago, rising sea levels caused the Mediterranean to burst through the Bosporus Strait, flooding the Black Sea basin. This event would have been catastrophic for the people living in the region, forcing them to flee and possibly inspiring the flood myths that spread across cultures. What's fascinating is how these stories, despite originating in different parts of the world, share striking similarities. They often feature a divine warning, a chosen survivor, and a vessel to weather the storm. This suggests that these myths might not just be coincidental, but could reflect a collective memory of a real, devastating event. Whether it was the Black Sea flood or another ancient catastrophe, these stories remind us of humanity's vulnerability to nature's power and our enduring need to make sense of the world around us. As we move forward, we'll explore another legendary tale that has captivated imaginations for centuries, the lost city of Atlantis. Could this mythical civilization have been inspired by real events too? Let's find out. Now turning to the next myth on our list, we dive into the enigmatic tale of Atlantis, a story that has fascinated historians, archaeologists, and dreamers alike for centuries. First described by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, Atlantis was said to be a highly advanced civilization that thrived on an island before vanishing beneath the waves in a single day and night of catastrophe. But could this legendary city have been more than just a philosophical allegory? Could it have been inspired by real events or even a real place? One of the most compelling theories links Atlantis to the Minoan civilization, which flourished on the island of Crete and the nearby volcanic island of Santorini around 3,600 years ago. The Minoans were known for their impressive architecture, advanced technology, and vibrant culture. However, their civilization came to an abrupt end following a massive volcanic eruption on Santorini, which triggered tsunamis and earthquakes. Could the destruction of the Minoan civilization have inspired Plato's tale of Atlantis? The parallels are striking, from the advanced society to the sudden, catastrophic demise. Another intriguing theory points to the Richat Structure in the Sahara Desert, a massive circular formation that some believe resembles Plato's description of Atlantis. While the Richat Structure is a natural geological formation, its unique appearance has led some to speculate that it could be the remnants of an ancient city. Though this theory remains controversial, it highlights the enduring mystery of Atlantis and the human desire to uncover its possible origins. Natural disasters like volcanic eruptions and tsunamis have shaped human history in profound ways, often leaving behind stories that blend fact and fiction. The myth of Atlantis, whether inspired by the Minoans, the Richat Structure, or another ancient event, serves as a powerful reminder of humanity's vulnerability to the forces of nature and our enduring fascination with the unknown. As we continue our journey through these ancient myths, we'll next explore the legendary Trojan War, a tale of heroism, betrayal, and the blurred lines between history and legend. Could this epic conflict have been rooted in real events? Let's find out. Now turning to the next chapter of our exploration, we delve into the legendary Trojan War, a story immortalized in Homer's epic poem, the Iliad. This tale of heroism, betrayal, and divine intervention has captivated audiences for thousands of years, but could it have been more than just a myth? Could the Trojan War have been inspired by real historical events? The Iliad tells the story of a decade-long conflict between the Greeks and the city of Troy, sparked by the abduction of Helen, the wife of King Menelaus of Sparta, by the Trojan prince Paris. The war culminated in the infamous Trojan horse, a cunning ploy that allowed the Greeks to infiltrate and destroy the city. While the Iliad is often regarded as a work of fiction, archaeological discoveries at Hisarlik in modern-day Turkey suggest that there may be a kernel of truth to this ancient tale. Hisarlik is widely believed to be the site of ancient Troy, and excavations there have revealed multiple layers of settlement dating back to the Bronze Age. One of these layers, known as Troy 7a, shows evidence of destruction by fire and warfare around the time traditionally associated with the Trojan War, approximately 1200 BC. This has led some scholars to speculate that the myth of the Trojan War could reflect real conflicts between Bronze Age civilizations, such as the Mycenaean Greeks and the Hittites, who are known to have clashed in the region. The blending of history and legend is a recurring theme in ancient myths, and the Trojan War is no exception. While the details of Homer's epic may be embellished, the core elements, such as the siege of a powerful city and the use of strategic deception, could have been inspired by real events. The story of the Trojan War also reflects the values and concerns of the ancient world, from the importance of honor and glory to the devastating consequences of pride and vengeance. As we continue our journey through these ancient myths, we'll next uncover the mystery of the Minotaur and its labyrinthine prison, a tale that intertwines myth, archaeology, and the human imagination. Could this legendary creature have been inspired by real rituals or architectural marvels? Let's find out. Now turning to the next chapter of our exploration, we step into the shadowy corridors of the Minotaur's labyrinth, a tale that has fascinated and terrified audiences for centuries. According to Greek mythology, the Minotaur was a fearsome creature, half-man, half-bull, imprisoned in a vast, intricate maze beneath the palace of King Minos on the island of Crete. But could this myth have been inspired by real-world locations and practices? The story goes that the Minotaur was born from the union of Queen Pasiphae and a sacred bull, a punishment from the gods for Minos' arrogance. To contain the beast, the legendary craftsman Daedalus constructed the labyrinth, a maze so complex that no one who entered could find their way out. Every 9 years, the Athenians were forced to send 7 young men and 7 young women as tribute to be devoured by the Minotaur, until the hero Theseus, with the help of Minos' daughter Ariadne, slew the creature and escaped the labyrinth. But what if this myth was more than just a story? Archaeological discoveries at the Palace of Knossos on Crete suggest that the labyrinth might have been inspired by the palace's sprawling, multi-level layout. The palace, built around 1700 BC, is a maze of interconnected rooms, corridors, and staircases, leading some scholars to speculate that it could have been the real-life inspiration for the mythical labyrinth. The sheer complexity of the structure might have given rise to tales of an inescapable maze. Adding another layer to the mystery, the Minotaur itself could have been inspired by ancient bull worship rituals. Bulls held a sacred place in Minoan culture, as evidenced by frescoes and artifacts depicting bull-leaping ceremonies, a dangerous sport in which participants vaulted over charging bulls. These rituals might have symbolized the struggle between humanity and nature, or even served as a test of courage and skill. Over time, the image of the bull could have merged with human traits, giving birth to the legend of the Minotaur. The myth of the Minotaur and the labyrinth reflects the ancient world's fascination with the boundaries between the human and the monstrous, the natural and the supernatural. It also speaks to the enduring power of architecture and ritual to shape our stories and our fears. As we continue our journey, we'll next uncover the myth of the phoenix, a creature that rises from its ashes, and explore how this symbol of rebirth might have been inspired by natural phenomena. Stay tuned. Now turning to the next chapter of our exploration, we encounter the myth of the phoenix, a creature that has captivated imaginations across cultures for millennia. The phoenix is a legendary bird said to burst into flames at the end of its life, only to rise again from its own ashes, reborn and renewed. This powerful symbol of resurrection and immortality has appeared in the myths of ancient Egypt, Greece, and China, each culture adding its own unique twist to the tale. In Egyptian mythology, the phoenix is closely associated with the sun god Ra and the cycle of the sun itself. The bird, known as the Bennu, was said to rise with the dawn, symbolizing the daily rebirth of the sun. This connection to solar cycles suggests that the myth might have been inspired by the natural rhythm of day and night, with the phoenix embodying the eternal return of light after darkness. The Egyptians also linked the phoenix to the annual flooding of the Nile, a life-giving event that brought fertility and renewal to the land. In Greek tradition, the phoenix became a symbol of hope and renewal, often depicted as a radiant bird with fiery plumage. The Greeks believed that the phoenix lived for 500 years before building a nest of aromatic wood and spices, which it then set ablaze. From the ashes, a new phoenix would emerge, ready to begin its life anew. This cyclical process of death and rebirth might have been influenced by natural phenomena like volcanic eruptions, where destruction gives way to new growth. The volcanic island of Santorini, for example, could have inspired such imagery with its fiery eruptions and subsequent renewal of the landscape. In Chinese mythology, the phoenix, or Feng Huang, is a symbol of harmony and prosperity. Unlike its Western counterpart, the Feng Huang is often paired with the dragon, representing the balance of yin and yang. The bird is associated with the element of fire and is said to appear only in times of peace and good fortune. This version of the phoenix reflects the Chinese emphasis on balance and the interconnectedness of natural forces. The myth of the phoenix resonates deeply because it speaks to the universal human experience of loss and renewal. Whether inspired by the cycles of the sun, the destructive and creative power of volcanoes, or the harmony of natural forces, the phoenix reminds us that even in the face of destruction, there is always the potential for rebirth. As we continue our journey, we'll next dive into the myth of the Kraken, a fearsome sea monster that has haunted the imaginations of sailors for centuries. Stay tuned. Now turning to the next chapter of our exploration, we dive into the depths of the ocean to uncover the myth of the Kraken, a colossal sea monster that has haunted the imaginations of sailors for centuries. Originating from Norse mythology, the Kraken is described as a massive, tentacled creature capable of dragging entire ships and their crews into the abyss. But could this terrifying legend have been inspired by real encounters with giant sea creatures? Historical accounts from sailors often describe encounters with enormous, mysterious beings lurking beneath the waves. These tales, passed down through generations, likely contributed to the myth of the Kraken. One of the most plausible explanations is that sightings of giant squids or colossal octopuses, creatures that can grow to astonishing sizes, may have fueled the legend. The giant squid, for instance, can reach lengths of up to 43 feet, with tentacles that stretch even further. Imagine the awe and fear such a creature would inspire in sailors who had never seen anything like it before. In the 18th century, Danish naturalist Erik Pontoppidan documented stories of the Kraken in his writings, describing it as a creature so large that it could be mistaken for a small island. He even claimed that the Kraken's movements could create dangerous whirlpools capable of swallowing ships whole. While these accounts may seem exaggerated, they could have been based on real observations of giant squids or other massive marine animals. The deep ocean remains one of the least explored places on Earth, and even today, encounters with these elusive creatures are rare and awe-inspiring. The myth of the Kraken also reflects the dangers and uncertainties of life at sea. For sailors navigating the vast, unpredictable ocean, the idea of a monstrous creature lurking beneath the waves would have been both a source of fear and a way to explain the unknown. The Kraken became a symbol of the ocean's power and mystery, a reminder of how little we truly understand about the depths of our own planet. As we continue our journey, we'll next explore the myth of the Sirens, whose enchanting songs lured sailors to their doom. Stay tuned as we uncover the truth behind this haunting legend. Now turning to the next chapter of our journey, we set sail into the haunting myth of the Sirens, those mesmerizing creatures whose songs were said to lure sailors to their doom. According to ancient Greek mythology, the Sirens were often depicted as part bird, part woman, perched on rocky islands or cliffs, singing melodies so beautiful that no sailor could resist. But what if this myth, like so many others, was rooted in real experiences or natural phenomena? One theory suggests that the Sirens' enchanting songs might have been inspired by the eerie sounds of the sea itself. Underwater currents, crashing waves, or even the whistling of wind through rocky cliffs could have created strange, otherworldly noises that ancient sailors interpreted as music. Imagine being on a ship surrounded by the vast, open ocean and hearing faint, haunting melodies carried by the wind. It's easy to see how such sounds could spark tales of supernatural beings. Another possibility is that the siren songs were inspired by the calls of real birds. In the Mediterranean, where many of these myths originated, certain seabirds produce haunting, melodic cries that echo across the water. Sailors, already on edge from the dangers of their voyage, might have mistaken these calls for the voices of mythical creatures. Over time, these experiences could have been woven into the legend of the Sirens, blending reality with imagination. But the myth of the Sirens isn't just about strange sounds or bird calls. It carries a deeper, symbolic meaning as a warning against temptation. The Sirens represent the allure of the unknown, the dangers of giving in to desire, and the consequences of straying from one's path. In Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus famously orders his crew to plug their ears with wax and tie him to the mast of his ship to resist the Sirens' call. This story serves as a powerful metaphor for the human struggle against temptation and the importance of self-control. As we reflect on the myth of the Sirens, it's fascinating to consider how ancient storytellers used these tales to explain the world around them and impart moral lessons. Whether inspired by natural phenomena or symbolic warnings, the Sirens remain one of the most enduring and evocative figures in mythology. Next, we'll delve into the myth of the Cyclops, those one-eyed giants whose origins might be more grounded in reality than you'd expect. Stay tuned as we uncover the truth behind this legendary creature. Now turning to the next chapter of our exploration, we step into the world of the Cyclops, those towering, one-eyed giants from Greek mythology. These creatures have long captured the imagination, often depicted as fearsome beings with a single, massive eye in the center of their forehead. But what if the myth of the Cyclops wasn't just a product of imagination, but rather a misinterpretation of something very real? One fascinating theory suggests that the Cyclops myth might have originated from the discovery of ancient elephant skulls. In the Mediterranean region where these myths first emerged, the remains of prehistoric elephants known as Deinotherium have been found. These skulls feature a large central nasal cavity where the trunk would have been attached. To ancient people unfamiliar with such creatures, this cavity might have looked like a single giant eye socket. Imagine stumbling upon such a skull and trying to make sense of it. It's easy to see how the legend of a one-eyed giant could have taken root. But the Cyclops myth isn't just about mistaken identity. It also carries deep cultural significance. In Greek mythology, the Cyclops were often portrayed as skilled craftsmen, forging weapons for the gods themselves. This duality, both fearsome and talented, reflects the ancient Greeks' complex relationship with the unknown. The Cyclops represented the dangers of the wild, untamed world, but also the potential for creation and ingenuity. The most famous Cyclops in mythology is Polyphemus, the giant encountered by Odysseus in Homer's Odyssey. Polyphemus embodies the raw, primal power of nature, as well as the consequences of hubris. Odysseus's encounter with the Cyclops serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of arrogance and the importance of wit and strategy in overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges. As we unravel the myth of the Cyclops, it's intriguing to consider how ancient people might have used these stories to explain the unexplainable. Whether inspired by elephant skulls or symbolic representations of nature's power, the Cyclops remains a compelling figure in the tapestry of mythology. Next, we'll venture into the fiery realm of the Chimera, a creature whose myth might have been sparked by the volcanic landscapes of ancient Turkey. Stay with us as we uncover the truth behind this legendary beast. Now turning to the fiery and fearsome realm of the Chimera, we encounter one of mythology's most bizarre and terrifying creatures. Described as a hybrid beast with the body of a lion, the head of a goat rising from its back, and a serpent for a tail, the Chimera was said to breathe fire, spreading destruction wherever it roamed. But could this fantastical creature have been inspired by something as real and powerful as the volcanic landscapes of ancient Turkey? The myth of the Chimera is deeply tied to the region of Lycia in what is now modern-day Turkey. This area is known for its dramatic geological features, including active volcanic vents and natural gas emissions that can ignite, creating the illusion of fire-breathing Earth. One such site, Mount Chimera, has been associated with the myth for centuries. Here, flames emerge from cracks in the rock, fueled by methane gas seeping from below. To ancient observers, these eternal flames might have seemed like the breath of a monstrous creature, giving rise to the legend of the Chimera. But the Chimera isn't just a story about a terrifying beast. It also carries profound symbolic meaning. In mythology, the Chimera represents chaos and the untamed forces of nature. Its hybrid form, part lion, part goat, part serpent, symbolizes the unpredictable and destructive power of natural disasters. For ancient people living in regions prone to volcanic eruptions and earthquakes, the Chimera might have served as a way to personify the dangers they faced, turning the incomprehensible into something they could name and confront. The Chimera's fire-breathing nature also ties it to themes of transformation and purification. Fire, while destructive, has long been seen as a force of renewal, capable of burning away the old to make way for the new. In this sense, the Chimera's flames might have been interpreted not just as a threat, but as a reminder of nature's dual power to destroy and to create. As we explore the myth of the Chimera, it's fascinating to consider how ancient people used stories to make sense of the world around them. Whether inspired by volcanic activity or symbolic of the chaos inherent in nature, the Chimera remains a powerful figure in the tapestry of mythology. Next, we'll step into the world of the Amazons, a tribe of warrior women whose myth might have roots in real-life societies of the ancient world. Stay with us as we uncover the truth behind these legendary fighters. Now turning to the legendary Amazons, we step into a world where myth and history intertwine in fascinating ways. The Amazons, a tribe of warrior women, have long captured the imagination of storytellers and historians alike. Described as fierce, independent, and skilled in combat, they were said to live in a society dominated by women, where men were either absent or subservient. But could this myth have been inspired by real-life cultures of the ancient world? Archaeological discoveries in the steppes of Central Asia suggest that the Amazons might not have been purely fictional. The Scythians and Sarmatians, nomadic tribes that roamed these regions, left behind evidence of female warriors buried with weapons, armor, and other symbols of battle. These graves, dating back to around the 5th century before the Common Era, reveal that women in these societies were not only skilled fighters but also held significant status. Some were even buried with elaborate grave goods, indicating they were leaders or revered figures in their communities. The parallels between these real-life warrior women and the Amazons of myth are striking. Ancient Greek writers, who often depicted the Amazons as adversaries or allies in their epic tales, may have encountered stories or even direct accounts of these nomadic tribes. The Scythians and Sarmatians, known for their horseback riding and archery skills, could have easily inspired the image of the Amazons as formidable warriors. The Greeks, who viewed these tribes as exotic and mysterious, might have embellished their accounts, transforming real women into legendary figures. But the myth of the Amazons goes beyond mere inspiration. It also reflects the anxieties and values of the societies that told their stories. For the ancient Greeks, the Amazons represented a reversal of traditional gender roles, challenging the norms of a male-dominated world. Their existence, even in myth, served as a reminder of the power and potential of women, a theme that continues to resonate today. As we explore the myth of the Amazons, it's clear that these warrior women were more than just a product of imagination. They were likely shaped by real cultures and real women who defied expectations and carved out their own place in history. Next, we'll journey into the world of the Golden Fleece, a symbol of adventure and wealth that has captivated storytellers for centuries. Stay with us as we unravel the mysteries behind this legendary quest. Now turning to the myth of the Golden Fleece, we find ourselves immersed in a tale of adventure, ambition, and the allure of untold riches. The story of Jason and the Argonauts, who set sail on a perilous journey to retrieve the Golden Fleece, has captivated audiences for centuries. But could this legendary quest have roots in real historical practices and cultural traditions? The Golden Fleece, a symbol of wealth and power, might have been inspired by ancient gold mining techniques used in the Caucasus region. In this area, particularly in what is now modern-day Georgia, gold was often extracted from rivers using sheepskins. Miners would submerge sheepskins in the water, allowing the gold particles to cling to the wool. Once the fleece was removed, the gold could be shaken or combed out, leaving behind a shimmering treasure. This practice, known as gold washing, could have given rise to the idea of a fleece made entirely of gold, a symbol of immense wealth and prosperity. The myth of Jason and the Argonauts, with its epic voyage and heroic challenges, might also reflect the real-life dangers and rewards of ancient trade routes. The Caucasus region, rich in natural resources, was a crossroads of cultures and commerce. The journey to obtain the Golden Fleece could symbolize the risks and rewards of venturing into unknown territories in search of valuable goods. The Argonauts' quest, filled with trials and triumphs, mirrors the experiences of ancient traders and explorers who braved treacherous seas and unfamiliar lands to secure wealth and prestige. Beyond its historical connections, the Golden Fleece holds deep symbolic meaning. It represents not only material wealth but also the pursuit of greatness and the fulfillment of destiny. For Jason, the fleece was more than a prize. It was a means to reclaim his rightful throne and restore his family's honor. This dual significance of wealth and adventure resonates with the human desire to achieve greatness and overcome obstacles, themes that continue to inspire storytellers and audiences alike. As we unravel the myth of the Golden Fleece, it becomes clear that this legendary artifact is more than just a fantastical creation. It is a reflection of ancient practices, cultural values, and the timeless allure of adventure. Next, we'll delve into the myth of the Hydra, a multi-headed serpent whose story is as complex as its many heads. Stay with us as we explore the mysteries behind this fearsome creature and the lessons it holds. Now turning to the myth of the Hydra, we encounter one of the most fearsome creatures in Greek mythology, a multi-headed serpent that terrorized the region of Lerna. According to legend, the Hydra was nearly impossible to defeat, as cutting off one of its heads would cause two more to grow in its place. This monstrous challenge was famously overcome by the hero Hercules, who used fire to cauterize the stumps after severing each head, preventing them from regenerating. But could this myth have been inspired by real-world phenomena? One theory suggests that the Hydra's regenerative abilities might have been influenced by observations of certain animals, like lizards or starfish, which can regrow lost limbs. Ancient people, witnessing such remarkable feats of nature, might have imagined a creature with even more extraordinary powers. Additionally, the swampy environment of Lerna, where the Hydra was said to dwell, could have contributed to the myth. Swamps are often associated with mystery and danger, with gases rising from the water that could create eerie, otherworldly effects. These natural elements might have fueled stories of a monstrous serpent lurking in the depths. The Hydra's many heads also carry symbolic weight. They represent the idea that solving one problem often leads to new challenges, a concept that resonates deeply with the human experience. Hercules' struggle against the Hydra serves as a metaphor for perseverance and ingenuity in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. By using fire to stop the Hydra's regeneration, Hercules demonstrates the importance of finding creative solutions to complex problems. Beyond its physical form, the Hydra symbolizes the chaos and unpredictability of life. Its ability to multiply its heads reflects how challenges can grow and evolve, requiring us to adapt and think differently. The myth reminds us that overcoming adversity often requires more than brute strength. It demands strategy, resilience, and a willingness to confront difficulties head-on. As we explore the myth of the Hydra, it becomes clear that this creature is more than just a monster to be slain. It is a powerful symbol of the challenges we all face and the determination needed to overcome them. Next, we'll uncover the secrets of the Oracle of Delphi, whose prophetic powers have fascinated humanity for millennia. Stay with us as we journey into the realm of divine wisdom and ancient mysteries. Now turning to the Oracle of Delphi, we step into a world where the divine and the earthly intersect. The oracle, known as the Pythia, was a priestess who served as the mouthpiece of the god Apollo, delivering prophecies that shaped the course of ancient Greek history. Her words were sought by kings, generals, and ordinary people alike, all eager to glimpse the future or seek guidance in times of uncertainty. But how did the oracle achieve her prophetic trances, and could there be a scientific explanation behind her mysterious abilities? One compelling theory points to the unique geological features of Delphi. The temple where the oracle resided was built over a fissure in the earth from which ethylene gas is believed to have seeped. Ethylene, a sweet-smelling gas, has been known to induce altered states of consciousness, including euphoria and trance-like visions. Ancient accounts describe the Pythia inhaling vapors before delivering her prophecies, suggesting that these gases may have played a role in her prophetic experiences. This natural phenomenon could explain how the oracle entered a state of divine inspiration, allowing her to channel the will of Apollo. The influence of the oracle extended far beyond the temple walls. Her prophecies were instrumental in guiding major political and military decisions, from the founding of colonies to the outcomes of wars. For example, before the Persian Wars, the oracle famously advised the Athenians to trust in their wooden walls, which they interpreted as their navy. This advice proved crucial in their victory at the Battle of Salamis. The oracle's words carried immense weight, and her pronouncements were often cryptic, requiring interpretation by priests and leaders. This ambiguity added to her mystique, ensuring that her prophecies could be applied to a wide range of situations. The Oracle of Delphi also played a central role in Greek culture and religion. Delphi was considered the center of the world, marked by the sacred Omphalos stone. Pilgrims from across the Greek world traveled to Delphi to seek the oracle's wisdom, bringing offerings and participating in rituals. The site became a hub of cultural exchange, where ideas, art, and traditions from different regions converged. The Pythian Games, held in Delphi every 4 years, further cemented the city's importance as a cultural and spiritual center. Beyond her historical and cultural impact, the oracle's myth reflects humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown. Her prophecies symbolize the desire to understand the future and the belief in a higher power guiding human destiny. The blend of natural phenomena and divine inspiration in her story highlights how ancient people sought to explain the mysteries of the world around them. As we delve into the myth of the Oracle of Delphi, we uncover not only the secrets of her prophetic powers, but also the profound influence she had on ancient Greek society. Next, we'll explore the enigmatic Sphinx, a creature whose riddles and symbolism have captivated imaginations for centuries. Stay with us as we unravel the mysteries of this ancient guardian. Now turning to the Sphinx, we encounter one of the most iconic and enigmatic figures of ancient mythology. This creature, with the body of a lion and the head of a human, has fascinated scholars and storytellers for centuries. The most famous representation of the Sphinx is the Great Sphinx of Giza, a colossal statue carved from limestone that has stood guard over the Giza Plateau for thousands of years. But what secrets does this ancient monument hold, and what might it reveal about the beliefs and knowledge of the civilization that created it? The Great Sphinx is believed to have been built during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre, around 2,500 years before the Common Era. Its massive size and intricate craftsmanship suggest that it held immense significance for the ancient Egyptians. The Sphinx's lion body symbolizes strength and power, while its human head is thought to represent intelligence and divine authority. Together, these features embody the ideal qualities of a ruler, blending physical might with wisdom and insight. One intriguing theory about the Sphinx is its possible connection to astronomy. Some researchers suggest that the statue's alignment with the rising sun during the spring equinox may have had astronomical significance. The Sphinx faces east, directly toward the rising sun, which was associated with the god Ra, the sun god, and a central figure in Egyptian mythology. This alignment could symbolize the renewal of life and the eternal cycle of the sun, reinforcing the Sphinx's role as a guardian of sacred knowledge and cosmic order. The Sphinx also plays a central role in the myth of Oedipus, a story that has captivated audiences since ancient times. According to the legend, the Sphinx posed a riddle to travelers, devouring those who failed to answer correctly. The riddle, which asked, "What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening?" was famously solved by Oedipus, who identified the answer as humanity itself, symbolizing the stages of life. This myth highlights the Sphinx's association with wisdom and the challenges of understanding the complexities of existence. Beyond its mythological and astronomical significance, the Sphinx reflects ancient Egyptian beliefs about guardianship and the afterlife. The statue's location near the pyramids suggests that it may have served as a protector of the pharaoh's tombs, ensuring their safe passage to the afterlife. The Sphinx's imposing presence would have deterred intruders and symbolized the pharaoh's divine authority, even in death. The enduring mystery of the Sphinx lies not only in its physical form, but also in the questions it raises about the ancient world. How did the Egyptians achieve such remarkable precision in its construction? What messages were they trying to convey through its symbolism? And what role did the Sphinx play in their understanding of the cosmos and the divine? As we explore the myth of the Sphinx, we uncover a rich tapestry of meaning that connects the earthly and the celestial, the human and the divine. Next, we'll delve into the myth of King Midas, whose golden touch serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of greed. Stay with us as we continue our journey through the fascinating world of ancient myths. Now turning to the myth of King Midas, we encounter a story that has captivated imaginations for centuries. King Midas, a figure from Greek mythology, is best known for his extraordinary ability to turn everything he touched into gold. This myth, while seemingly fantastical, may hold deeper connections to ancient metallurgical practices and the timeless human struggle with greed. The tale begins with King Midas, a wealthy and powerful ruler, who is granted a wish by the god Dionysus as a reward for his kindness. Midas, driven by his desire for even greater wealth, wishes that everything he touches would turn to gold. At first, this gift seems like a dream come true. Trees, stones, and even food transform into gleaming gold at his fingertips. But the dream quickly turns into a nightmare when Midas realizes he cannot eat or drink without turning his sustenance into gold. The myth reaches its climax when Midas accidentally turns his beloved daughter into a golden statue, a moment that underscores the devastating consequences of his unchecked greed. One interpretation of this myth suggests that it reflects ancient metallurgical practices. Gold, a precious and highly valued metal, was often associated with divine power and immortality in ancient cultures. The process of turning base metals into gold, known as alchemy, was a pursuit that fascinated many civilizations. The myth of Midas may symbolize the allure and dangers of such endeavors, highlighting the fine line between ambition and obsession. Beyond its connection to metallurgy, the story of King Midas serves as a powerful cautionary tale about the dangers of greed. Midas's insatiable desire for wealth leads to his isolation and suffering, illustrating how the pursuit of material gain can come at the expense of human relationships and well-being. The myth reminds us that true wealth lies not in gold, but in the connections we share with others and the ability to appreciate the simple joys of life. The symbolic meaning of the Midas touch extends beyond its ancient origins, resonating with modern audiences as a warning against the perils of unchecked ambition. In a world where the pursuit of wealth and power often takes precedence, the story of King Midas encourages us to reflect on our priorities and the true cost of our desires. As we explore the myth of King Midas, we uncover timeless lessons about the human condition and the consequences of our choices. Next, we'll delve into the myth of the Fountain of Youth, a legendary spring said to grant eternal life. Stay with us as we continue our journey through the fascinating world of ancient myths. Now turning to the myth of the Fountain of Youth, we step into a tale that has fueled dreams of immortality for centuries. This legendary spring, said to grant eternal life, has captured the imaginations of explorers, adventurers, and storytellers alike. But could this myth have roots in real natural phenomena, or does it reflect deeper human desires and fears? The story of the Fountain of Youth is often associated with the Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon, who, according to legend, searched for it in the early 16th century during his expeditions to Florida. While historical records suggest that Ponce de Leon's primary goal was to discover new lands and resources, the myth of the fountain became intertwined with his legacy, symbolizing humanity's eternal quest for longevity and vitality. One theory suggests that the myth of the Fountain of Youth may have been inspired by natural springs with reputed healing properties. Across the world, certain springs and water sources have been revered for their supposed ability to cure ailments, restore health, and even prolong life. For example, the hot springs of Bath in England and the mineral-rich waters of Pamukkale in Turkey have long been associated with healing and rejuvenation. It's possible that these real-life springs, with their mysterious and often therapeutic qualities, gave rise to the idea of a magical fountain capable of granting eternal youth. The cultural significance of the Fountain of Youth extends beyond its mythical origins. During the age of exploration, the search for this legendary spring became a metaphor for the broader quest for discovery and conquest. Explorers ventured into uncharted territories, driven by the promise of untold riches and the allure of eternal life. The myth also reflects the human fascination with overcoming mortality, a theme that resonates across cultures and time periods. In addition to its role in exploration, the Fountain of Youth has become a powerful symbol in literature and art. It represents the universal desire to defy aging and death, as well as the dangers of obsession and the pursuit of the unattainable. The myth reminds us that while the search for eternal life may be a compelling dream, it also raises questions about the true meaning of existence and the value of the time we have. As we explore the myth of the Fountain of Youth, we uncover not only its potential connections to natural phenomena, but also its enduring impact on human culture and imagination. Next, we'll investigate the myth of the Yeti, a mysterious creature said to roam the snowy peaks of the Himalayas. Stay with us as we continue our journey through the fascinating world of ancient myths. Now turning to the myth of the Yeti, we venture into the icy realms of the Himalayas, where tales of a mysterious, ape-like creature have captivated the imaginations of locals and adventurers for centuries. Known as the abominable snowman in Western culture, the Yeti is said to roam the snowy peaks, leaving behind massive footprints and evading human contact. But could this legendary creature have a basis in reality, or is it purely a product of folklore and fear? One of the most compelling theories about the Yeti is that it may have been inspired by sightings of large animals such as bears that inhabit the Himalayan region. The Tibetan blue bear and the Himalayan brown bear, for example, are both known to live in these remote, high-altitude areas. These bears, with their thick fur and imposing size, could easily be mistaken for a more humanoid creature, especially in the harsh, snowy conditions where visibility is limited. Additionally, the discovery of unusual tracks in the snow, often attributed to the Yeti, could simply be the result of natural phenomena, such as melting snow distorting the shape of animal footprints. The cultural significance of the Yeti in Tibetan and Nepalese traditions adds another layer to this fascinating myth. In these cultures, the Yeti is often seen as a spiritual or supernatural being, rather than just a physical creature. Some believe it to be a guardian of the mountains, while others view it as a symbol of the untamed wilderness. The Yeti also plays a role in local folklore, where it is sometimes depicted as a trickster or a harbinger of danger. These stories reflect the deep respect and reverence that Himalayan communities have for their environment, as well as their understanding of the mysteries that lie within it. The myth of the Yeti has also captured the interest of the wider world, particularly during the 20th century when mountaineering expeditions began to explore the Himalayas in greater detail. Reports of strange sightings and unexplained tracks fueled speculation and led to numerous searches for the creature. While no definitive evidence of the Yeti has ever been found, the legend continues to thrive, inspiring books, films, and even scientific investigations. As we explore the myth of the Yeti, we uncover not only its potential connections to real animals and natural phenomena, but also its enduring role in the cultural and spiritual life of the Himalayan people. Next, we'll delve into the myth of the Loch Ness monster, a creature said to inhabit the depths of Scotland's most famous lake. Stay with us as we continue our journey through the fascinating world of ancient myths. Now turning to the myth of the Loch Ness monster, we dive into the murky waters of Scotland's most famous lake, Loch Ness. For centuries, this deep, freshwater loch has been the setting for tales of a mysterious creature, often described as a large, long-necked beast resembling a plesiosaur. Known affectionately as Nessie, this legendary monster has sparked countless sightings, investigations, and debates. But what could be behind the enduring myth of the Loch Ness monster? One of the most plausible explanations for the Loch Ness monster is the misidentification of natural phenomena. Seals, for instance, occasionally venture into the loch from the nearby North Sea, and their sleek, dark bodies could easily be mistaken for a larger, more mysterious creature. Similarly, floating logs or debris, especially when partially submerged, might create the illusion of a long-necked beast gliding through the water. Even the choppy waves and reflections on the loch's surface can play tricks on the eye, leading to sightings that fuel the legend. The modern fascination with the Loch Ness monster began in the 1930s, when a series of reported sightings and photographs captured the public's imagination. The most famous of these was the surgeon's photograph, taken in 1934, which appeared to show a long-necked creature rising from the water. Although this photo was later revealed to be a hoax, it cemented Nessie's place in popular culture and sparked a wave of interest that continues to this day. Over the decades, numerous expeditions have used sonar, underwater cameras, and even DNA sampling to search for evidence of the creature, but no conclusive proof has ever been found. The Loch Ness monster has become more than just a local legend. It's a global phenomenon. Nessie has inspired books, films, documentaries, and even tourism, with thousands of visitors flocking to Loch Ness each year in hopes of catching a glimpse of the elusive creature. The myth has also become a symbol of mystery and wonder, reminding us of the vast, unexplored depths of our planet and the stories we create to make sense of the unknown. As we explore the myth of the Loch Ness monster, we uncover not only the potential explanations behind the sightings, but also the cultural impact of this enduring legend. Next, we'll delve into the chilling myth of the Wendigo, a cannibalistic spirit from Algonquian folklore. Stay with us as we continue our journey through the fascinating world of ancient myths. Now turning to the chilling myth of the Wendigo, we step into the haunting world of Algonquian folklore. The Wendigo is a terrifying spirit, often depicted as a gaunt, skeletal figure with glowing eyes and an insatiable hunger for human flesh. This myth originates from the indigenous peoples of the northern forests and plains of North America, where harsh winters and scarce resources could lead to extreme survival conditions. But what deeper truths might this eerie legend reveal? At its core, the Wendigo myth is thought to reflect the psychological toll of starvation and isolation. In the unforgiving climates of the northern wilderness, food shortages were a grim reality, and the desperation to survive could drive individuals to unthinkable acts. The Wendigo, as a symbol of cannibalism, may have served as a cautionary tale, warning against the moral and spiritual corruption that comes from succumbing to such extreme measures. It's a powerful reminder of how hunger and desperation can warp the human mind, turning even the most civilized individuals into something monstrous. The Wendigo also carries a broader symbolic meaning, representing the dangers of greed and excess. In many interpretations, the spirit is said to possess those who are consumed by their own desires, transforming them into Wendigos. This transformation isn't just physical but spiritual, reflecting the idea that unchecked greed can dehumanize us, stripping away our empathy and humanity. The myth serves as a stark warning against the destructive consequences of prioritizing personal gain over communal well-being. Over time, the Wendigo has transcended its origins in Algonquian folklore, becoming a figure of horror in modern literature, film, and popular culture. Its enduring presence speaks to the universal themes it embodies: fear, survival, and the darker aspects of human nature. Yet, at its heart, the Wendigo remains a deeply cultural symbol, rooted in the experiences and wisdom of the indigenous peoples who first told its story. As we explore the myth of the Wendigo, we uncover not only a tale of terror but also a profound commentary on the human condition. Next, we'll take flight with the myth of the Thunderbird, a majestic and powerful creature from Native American folklore. Stay with us as we continue our journey through the fascinating world of ancient myths. Now turning to the myth of the Thunderbird, we soar into the skies of Native American folklore, where this majestic creature reigns as a symbol of immense power and divine protection. The Thunderbird is often depicted as a colossal bird, with wings so vast they create thunder when flapped and eyes that flash with lightning. This awe-inspiring figure appears in the traditions of numerous tribes, from the Pacific Northwest to the Great Plains, each adding their own unique interpretations to its legend. But what might have inspired the myth of the Thunderbird? One possibility lies in the natural world. Encounters with large birds of prey, such as eagles or condors, could have sparked the idea of a giant, supernatural bird. These real-life raptors, with their impressive wingspans and commanding presence, might have been seen as messengers or manifestations of the divine. Additionally, the Thunderbird's association with storms suggests a connection to natural phenomena. The booming sound of thunder and the sudden flash of lightning could have been interpreted as the Thunderbird's actions, reinforcing its role as a force of nature. Beyond its physical inspiration, the Thunderbird holds deep cultural significance. For many Native American tribes, it is a sacred being, often associated with the sky, rain, and the life-giving forces of nature. In some traditions, the Thunderbird is seen as a protector, warding off evil spirits and bringing balance to the world. Its power is both feared and revered, embodying the dual nature of creation and destruction. The Thunderbird's ability to control the weather also links it to agriculture and fertility, making it a vital figure in rituals and ceremonies aimed at ensuring bountiful harvests and communal well-being. The Thunderbird's influence extends beyond its mythological roots, appearing in modern art, literature, and even popular culture. Its image has been adopted as a symbol of strength and resilience, resonating with people far beyond its original cultural context. Yet, at its core, the Thunderbird remains a profound representation of the natural world's power and the spiritual connection between humans and the forces that shape their lives. As we reflect on the myth of the Thunderbird, we are reminded of the enduring power of stories to capture the mysteries of the world around us. Next, we'll delve into the myth of the Rainbow Serpent, a creator deity from Australian Aboriginal mythology. Stay with us as we continue to uncover the fascinating truths behind these ancient tales. Now turning to the myth of the Rainbow Serpent, we journey into the heart of Australian Aboriginal mythology, where this powerful creator deity holds a central place in the spiritual and cultural life of Indigenous communities. The Rainbow Serpent is often depicted as a massive, snake-like being, its body shimmering with the colors of the rainbow and its movements shaping the land itself. This myth is deeply rooted in the traditions of many Aboriginal groups, each with their own unique stories and interpretations of this awe-inspiring figure. But what might have inspired the myth of the Rainbow Serpent? One key factor lies in the environment of Australia, a land often characterized by its arid climate and the vital importance of water. The Rainbow Serpent is closely associated with water sources such as rivers, lakes, and rain, which are essential for survival in such a harsh landscape. The serpent's ability to create and control water is seen as a life-giving force, bringing fertility to the land and sustaining both people and wildlife. In this way, the myth reflects the deep connection between the Aboriginal people and their environment, emphasizing the sacredness of water and the natural world. The Rainbow Serpent's role as a creator deity also highlights its symbolic meaning as a representation of life and fertility. According to many stories, the serpent's movements across the land formed mountains, valleys, and rivers, shaping the world as we know it. This creative power is often linked to the cycles of nature, such as the changing seasons and the renewal of life. The Rainbow Serpent is also seen as a guardian of the land, ensuring that the balance of nature is maintained and that the people live in harmony with their surroundings. Beyond its physical and environmental significance, the Rainbow Serpent holds profound spiritual meaning. It is often associated with rituals and ceremonies that celebrate the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The serpent's connection to the rainbow, a symbol of hope and renewal, further reinforces its role as a bringer of life and a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. For many Aboriginal communities, the rainbow serpent is not just a myth but a living presence, a source of wisdom and guidance that continues to shape their lives and culture. As we explore the myth of the rainbow serpent, we are reminded of the enduring power of stories to convey the mysteries of the natural world and our place within it. Next, we'll revisit the myth of the Kraken, focusing on modern scientific discoveries that shed new light on this legendary sea creature. Stay with us as we continue to uncover the fascinating truths behind these ancient tales. Now turning to the myth of the Kraken, we dive back into the depths of Norse mythology, where this colossal sea monster has long captured the imaginations of sailors and storytellers alike. The Kraken is often described as a massive, tentacled beast capable of dragging entire ships and their crews into the ocean's abyss. But could this terrifying legend have been inspired by real-life creatures lurking in the deep? Modern science offers some compelling answers. The giant squid, once thought to be a mere myth itself, has emerged as a likely candidate for the Kraken's origins. These elusive creatures, which can grow up to 43 feet in length, inhabit the darkest parts of the ocean, far from human eyes. Their enormous size, combined with their long, powerful tentacles, makes them a perfect match for the descriptions of the Kraken found in ancient tales. Imagine a sailor centuries ago catching a glimpse of such a creature in the murky waters. It's easy to see how such an encounter could spiral into legends of a monstrous beast. Recent advancements in marine biology have brought us closer than ever to understanding these mysterious animals. In 2012, a team of scientists captured the first ever footage of a live giant squid in its natural habitat, revealing its graceful movements and otherworldly appearance. This groundbreaking discovery not only confirmed the existence of these creatures, but also provided a glimpse into their behavior, which had previously been shrouded in mystery. The footage showed the squid using its tentacles to capture prey, a behavior that aligns eerily with the Kraken's legendary ability to ensnare ships. But the giant squid isn't the only contender. The colossal squid, an even larger relative, has also been linked to the Kraken myth. With eyes the size of dinner plates and tentacles equipped with sharp, rotating hooks, this deep sea dweller is every bit as formidable as its mythical counterpart. While sightings of these creatures remain rare, their existence has fueled speculation that ancient mariners might have encountered them during their voyages, sparking tales of a monstrous sea beast. The Kraken's enduring appeal lies not just in its terrifying nature, but also in its symbolic representation of the ocean's vast, unexplored mysteries. For centuries, the sea has been a source of both wonder and fear, a place where the line between reality and legend often blurs. The Kraken embodies this duality, serving as a reminder of humanity's fascination with the unknown and our attempts to make sense of the natural world through storytelling. As we revisit the Kraken myth, we are reminded of how science and legend often intersect, offering us new perspectives on ancient tales. Next, we'll explore the myth of the lost city of El Dorado, a story of gold, greed, and the relentless pursuit of the unknown. Stay with us as we continue to unravel the truths behind these captivating myths. Now turning to the myth of the lost city of El Dorado, we step into a tale of gold, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of the unknown. For centuries, the legend of El Dorado has captivated explorers, adventurers, and dreamers alike. Described as a city of unimaginable wealth, where gold was as common as dust, El Dorado became the ultimate prize for Spanish conquistadors during the Age of Exploration. But where did this myth originate, and could it have been rooted in real historical events? The story of El Dorado is believed to have been inspired by the rituals of the Muisca people, an indigenous civilization that thrived in what is now modern-day Colombia. The Muisca were known for their elaborate ceremonies, one of which involved a ritual where their leader, covered in gold dust, would dive into Lake Guatavita as an offering to the gods. This act, witnessed by Spanish explorers, likely gave rise to the legend of a golden city hidden somewhere in the uncharted territories of the New World. The Muisca's reverence for gold was not just about wealth but also held deep spiritual significance. Gold was seen as a sacred material, a connection to the divine, and a symbol of balance and harmony. However, for the Spanish conquistadors, gold represented power, greed, and the promise of untold riches. This cultural disconnect fueled their obsession with finding El Dorado, leading to countless expeditions into the jungles and mountains of South America. The myth of El Dorado had a profound impact on the course of history. It drove explorers like Gonzalo Jimenez de Quesada and Sir Walter Raleigh to embark on perilous journeys, often at great cost to themselves and the indigenous populations they encountered. These expeditions not only shaped the map of the Americas but also contributed to the colonization and exploitation of the region. The relentless search for El Dorado became a symbol of the destructive consequences of unchecked ambition and the clash of cultures during the age of exploration. Yet, despite centuries of searching, no city of gold was ever found. The legend of El Dorado endures as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the dangers of obsession and the allure of the unknown. It also highlights how myths can be born from real events, only to take on a life of their own, shaping the course of history in ways their original creators could never have imagined. As we reflect on the myth of El Dorado, we are reminded of the power of stories to inspire, deceive, and transform. Next, we'll delve into the myth of the Valkyries, the warrior maidens of Norse mythology who chose the slain for Valhalla. Stay with us as we continue to uncover the truths behind these ancient tales. Now turning to the myth of the Valkyries, we step into the world of Norse mythology, where warrior maidens held the power to decide the fate of fallen heroes. These enigmatic figures, known as Valkyries, were said to ride through the skies on winged horses, selecting those who would die in battle and guiding their souls to Valhalla, the great hall of the god Odin. But who were the Valkyries, and what might their myth reveal about the roles of women in Viking society? In Norse culture, the Valkyries were more than just mythical beings. They were symbols of strength, honor, and divine authority. While they are often depicted as fierce warriors, their role extended beyond the battlefield. They were also seen as protectors and guides, ensuring that the bravest warriors were granted a place in Valhalla, where they would prepare for the final battle of Ragnarok. This dual role of warrior and guardian highlights the complexity of their character and their importance in Norse mythology. The myth of the Valkyries may also reflect the real-life roles of women in Viking society. While often overshadowed by the image of male warriors, women in the Viking Age held significant power and influence. They managed households, participated in trade, and even took part in battles when necessary. Some women, known as shield maidens, were skilled fighters who fought alongside men, challenging the notion that warfare was exclusively a male domain. The Valkyries, with their blend of martial prowess and nurturing guidance, may have been inspired by these real-life women, embodying the ideals of strength and leadership. Symbolically, the Valkyries represent the intersection of fate and honor. Their ability to choose who lived and who died in battle underscores the Viking belief in destiny and the inevitability of death. Yet, their selection was not arbitrary. It was based on courage, skill, and valor. In this way, the Valkyries served as a reminder that while fate may be inescapable, honor and bravery could earn one a place among the gods. This duality of fate and free will is a recurring theme in Norse mythology, reflecting the Vikings' complex understanding of life, death, and the afterlife. The enduring appeal of the Valkyries lies in their ability to embody both the ferocity of war and the grace of divine intervention. They remind us that myths are not just stories but reflections of the values, fears, and aspirations of the cultures that created them. As we continue our journey through ancient myths, we'll next explore the haunting legend of the Banshee, a spirit whose mournful wail foretells death. Stay with us as we uncover the truths behind these timeless tales. Now turning to the haunting legend of the Banshee, we step into the rich tapestry of Irish folklore, where a mournful wail in the night could send shivers down the spine of even the bravest soul. The Banshee, a female spirit often depicted as a veiled figure or an old woman, is said to appear near the homes of those about to die, her eerie cry serving as a chilling omen of impending death. But what might have inspired this myth, and what does it reveal about the cultural beliefs of ancient Ireland? The Banshee's wail, described as a piercing, sorrowful sound, may have its roots in the natural world. In the rugged landscapes of Ireland, the wind howling through narrow valleys or the cries of nocturnal animals like foxes or owls could easily be mistaken for something otherworldly. These sounds, amplified by the darkness and isolation of rural life, might have sparked the imagination of those who heard them, leading to the creation of the Banshee legend. Over time, these natural phenomena became intertwined with stories of spirits and omens, giving rise to a myth that has endured for centuries. Culturally, the Banshee holds a significant place in Irish folklore as a harbinger of doom. Her appearance was not seen as a random occurrence but as a specific warning to certain families, often those of ancient Gaelic lineage. This connection to noble families suggests that the Banshee myth may have served as a way to reinforce social hierarchies and the importance of ancestry. Her presence was both feared and respected, as her wail was believed to be a sign that the family should prepare for the loss of a loved one. In this way, the Banshee became a symbol of the inevitability of death and the need to honor one's heritage. The Banshee also reflects the deep-seated Irish belief in the thin veil between the living and the spirit world. In a culture where storytelling and oral traditions played a central role, the Banshee's wail served as a reminder of the unseen forces that shaped human lives. Her myth underscores the idea that death is not an end but a transition, a concept that resonates with many ancient belief systems. The Banshee, with a dual role as a messenger of death and a guardian of tradition, embodies the complex relationship between fear, respect, and the mysteries of the afterlife. As we conclude our exploration of ancient myths, the Banshee stands as a powerful reminder of how stories can capture the essence of human experience. Her mournful cry echoes through the ages, a testament to the enduring power of folklore to connect us with the past and illuminate the mysteries of life and death. Stay with us as we reflect on the 25 myths we've uncovered and consider the truths they might hold. Now turning to the conclusion of our journey through 25 ancient myths, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible stories we've explored and the fascinating truths they might hold. From the Great Flood and Atlantis to the Banshee and the Thunderbird, these myths have captivated human imagination for centuries, weaving together history, nature, and culture in ways that continue to resonate with us today. Each story, whether rooted in geological events, misunderstood natural phenomena, or cultural practices, offers a glimpse into how our ancestors made sense of the world around them. The Great Flood, for instance, appears in countless cultures, suggesting a shared memory of catastrophic flooding that may have shaped early human history. Atlantis, with its tales of a lost advanced civilization, might reflect real events like the volcanic eruption on Santorini or the mysterious Richat Structure in the Sahara. The Trojan War, immortalized in Homer's Iliad, could be a blend of historical conflicts and legendary storytelling, while the Minotaur's labyrinth might have been inspired by the intricate Palace of Knossos on Crete. Even the phoenix rising from its ashes could symbolize the cycles of nature, from the sun's daily journey to the regenerative power of volcanic activity. These myths are more than just stories. They are windows into the human experience, offering insights into how ancient societies understood life, death, and the forces of nature. They remind us of our shared humanity, connecting us across time and space through the universal language of storytelling. Whether it's the Kraken's origins in sightings of giant squids or the Sirens' songs inspired by the haunting calls of birds and waves, these legends reveal how the natural world has always sparked our imagination and shaped our myths. As we close this exploration, we invite you to share your thoughts. Which of these myths do you believe could be rooted in truth? Are there other ancient stories you think deserve a closer look? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating journeys into the mysteries of the past. Together, we can continue to uncover the hidden truths behind the myths that have shaped our world. Thank you for joining us on this adventure, and we'll see you in the next video.